arms.
No, it's kind of just like fight, but more.
Fight, but more.
Yeah, that's what the Grand Prix is. Just fight a lot.
Yeah, and then there's like a cruel smash mode to it.
Cruel fight.
Yeah, it makes you fight 100 arms characters all at once in the same tiny square arena.
Apparently my mother bought this for $60. This game is not worth $60.
I didn't think they'd be asking for that much for this game, but okay.
No, yeah. Fuck it.
Oh, I got a fart. It's not coming out though. What the hell?
Stop farting.
Oh, there it goes.
Fuck it, let's have it on piss easy mode, why not?
The character that should have been in Smash versus the character we got.
The character she tells you not to worry about. Springman's an asshole, fuck him. That's all that announcer says. Springman,
like, height 5'1", cock size 17.
17 what? If it's inches, that's not okay. If it's centimeters, that's really not okay. What the hell? Wait a minute. I don't want it to be motion controlled. Yeah, do that.
What's wrong with motion controls, Oscar?
I don't want to do motion controls right now, because then I'll be breathing heavy. I'll be making noises. God fucking damn it.
Are you winning, son?
No.
I'll try harder, I guess.
Well, think again. Ew, you can play this game sideways? That's disgusting.
Yeah, single Joy-Cons suck as controllers.
Where the hell is my Pro controller? There it is.
Like, honestly, out of every single Nintendo controller in existence, the Joy-Con has to be the worst fucking one. And not even just because of Joy-Con drift.
I don't know, Nintendo 64 controller is pretty bad.
But, like, that one's functional.
I guess it's functional, but it sucks. It's my opinion, at least.
Okay. It's weird to hold in your hand, but at the same time, it's like, I kind of like that the Wii U nunchuck is basically slapped in the middle of a normal controller.
I guess it is kind of funny that the, it's just a standard controller, but with a huge penis.
Yeah. It's got a girthy cock to it. And I didn't realize until someone pointed it out in a tweet that, like, yeah, the Wii U nunchuck is basically just that, like, the center part of the controller, or the N64 controller, but taken off.
Why? Every other controller's like, well, I wish I had a big meaty cock. What did you say, punk? Big meaty cock. Do you think Goofy has a big dick?
I'd say slightly above average, but not fucking ginormous.
It's like 6.1 inches. Wait, is that... I don't know what the average dick size is.
Yeah, I don't fucking know what the average dick size is.
Why would you?
I'm never the person to be like, let's measure my cock to see how long it fucking is.
Yeah.
And then compare it to other people.
Oh shit. that'll be fucking Basement Nerds versus. It's Game Grumps versus, but we measure our dicks.
Okay, Stewie, I'm gonna like measure your dick and then measure my dick to see whose dick is longer.
I hate this
Stupid
game.
Anyway.
I love that. Doesn't he do that with Chris too? He's got the smallest dick in the family.
No, I think he goes like a steam sauna thing with Chris, and then finds out that his dick is ginormous.
Oh yeah.
He's like, hey Chris, you got a huge cock. Hey, this is Peter,
Boy, this grab move can really be abused.
Yeah. Now imagine if that kind of grab was constantly used in Smash Brothers. And they just literally just reach across the entire stage.
That would be disgusting. I would hate that.
Like, basically fighting Min Min as Little Mac is one of the worst matchups you could possibly have, because all they need to do is just spam, like their arms, and that's it. Like, Little Mac's done for.
Do you consider ARMS a fighting game?
Yes.
I guess it is. It's just weird to think about it that way, seeing as though, like, every other fighting game isn't like this one at all. At least the ones I've seen, like the standard ones.
Yeah, like a standard fighting game is always shown from like showing the two characters from the side, and this one is just focusing on.
It's also just like actually it's 3D, so.
Well, yeah, like there's some fighting games like are in a 3D space. Like some of the Mortal Kombats take place in that.
Really? Weird.
Yeah, there was I think it was like PlayStation 2 or Xbox maybe. There's like a few games where you could hell, even Mortal Kombat versus the DC Universe was a 3D fighting game.
Was it like fully 3D or was it like 2.5D? I guess you would know the difference.
Basically to sum it up, it looks like Mortal Kombat. Like it's got the standard like side view of the two characters, but you can move to the left or right in this circular.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then like Mortal Kombat's had some other games where it's like where you just have like this one room and then you can fight. Like it was more like a beat 'em up rather than a fighting game. There we are. That's a better way to describe this, I guess. It's like a beat 'em up more so than a fighting game.
I think of it as a party game that sort of involves fighting in it.
That's how Sakurai looks at Smash Bros.
That one is entirely, it's a competitive. It's designed exactly like other fighting games, though.
So it's a party game that sort of involves fighting.
No, it's a goddamn fighting game. When everybody's playing it competitively, nobody's playing ARMS. Nobody.
I want to see a competitive ARMS player.
Yeah, I want to see who would do that. What asshole dedicates himself to ARMS? Uh-oh.
Like, I live and breathe ARMS every single day of my life.
Oh, shit.
I go to the locals and wipe out every little Timmy out there.
Ah, God, yeah, I want to see fucking... whoever it is, I forgot. It's like Alpha Rat be like, look at little Timmy here trying to beat me as Min Min.
Fucking noob, doesn't he know that Helix is the most top tier character?
You just say that because Helix is the one in the fucking thing.
I only said Helix because it was the only other character I could think of. Because as cool as these character designs are, I don't remember any of their fucking names.
Well, yeah, they're not that memorable.
Like, okay, we got Spring Man, we got Ribbon Girl, we got Twintelle.
Min Min, I
think one of
guess.
them's called, yeah, and then we got Helix, and then one of them's called Ninjaro, I think.
Right, yeah, he's like a ninja or something.
Yeah, Ninja.
Ninja Go.
And then we have Min Min, and that's it.
I'm doing a lot better this time than last time. I know there's a robot Springman. You know, it almost feels just about as memorable as any other fighting game, because, you know, I guess with Street Fighter, I remember Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li. Who's the guy? Who's the guy who like looks like a terrorist or something? Not Spock. That's Star Trek.
M. Bison?
M. Bison. Why was I thinking of Spock? Yeah, he looks like a Nazi.
Ninjara, okay. Yeah, that's that guy's name. But yeah, like, okay, Street Fighter characters, I've never gotten into, like, the Street Fighter lore at all, or mythos. So, like, okay, there's Ken, there's Ryu, there's
Chun-Li.
yeah, there's Chun-Li, and there's M. Bison, and then there's
Isn't there a big green guy?
Amy. Then there's like a green guy that's basically Hulk but ginger.
Can't wait to see him in the new Street Fighter movie where they make him into a black guy.
Yeah. And then fuck, there's like that one dude that has like Wolverine claws, but he wears like this stupid mask.
Oh, yeah. It's Wolverine. He also wears a stupid mask.
No,
I guess Wolverine's
it's
fine.
like you're right, it's like you're right and you're wrong at the same time.
You're right, but he's cool still.
Oh god. Oh, and then there's the guy with this Johnny Bravo haircut that says Flash Kick.
Honestly, this thinking about this game, it should have been like the Wii Sports for the Switch. This like just should have come with most Switches standardly. Give people
I don't know why,
something
but
to
I
play.
feel like they should have given you the option to have like your Mii be one of the fighters. Like have a Mii fighter option.
I guess like you could put him in a suit or something. Just that kind of option
Yeah.
would be nice. Mii's in games in general. Mario Golf took a good step, and Miitopia exists.
Didn't the story mode in that kind of suck though?
And what?
The
Mario
like
Golf?
The tennis. Yeah, the Mario Golf. Never mind.
It was okay. It's just, It's hard to keep people entertained with a golf story mode, especially when you can't do much of anything interesting.
Mm.
It started to get interesting at the end, and then it just stopped. I'm not saying it should have been there longer. I'm saying it should have been interesting the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what was weird? The pacing was awful. They went like the whole game without bosses, and then they have like 3 boss battles back to back, a course thing, and then another boss. And that's how it ends.
Oh wow. You know, speaking of pacing, that reminds me. I watched a review of Avengers Endgame, and like first I'm gonna mention like a detail that they pointed out that I never gave like any thought to because I don't really give a shit about like the Guardians of the Galaxy characters all that much. But in the final fight with like Thanos' army and like all the Avenger people together, like Star-Lord is on Earth for the first time in God knows how long he's been in space.
Oh yeah.
And they give him no dialogue or no little, like, they don't let him acknowledge that at all.
I guess,
Despite,
where could you
like,
put that
despite
where it
the-
would look organic is sort of the problem.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like, another huge flaw with the movie is that we see these, like, okay, we see these characters lose in Infinity War, but then we cut to 5 years later after they've had all this character development that we don't see.
I mean, I guess, do they develop is a thing.
Well, yeah, okay, Bruce Banner became Professor Hulk.
Oh,
And
right.
Rocket Raccoon is now a member of the Avengers. He has a new family after losing them in, like, his first one in the snap. And other people have moved on, and like Tony is not mad at Steve anymore, and all has a family and shit.
I guess they had a lot to deal with, so maybe they just had to cut some stuff that did matter and didn't matter. Maybe they'll, like, focus more on that stuff in Third Guardians.
A lot, for a movie that's 3 hours long, if they kept all that in, it would be a longer movie, but at the same time, it'd be, like, well-needed character development.
I guess...
Or just make a movie, or split it into, like, 1 or 2 more movies in between, like, Infinity War and Endgame.
Splitting it
because
into
there's a lot of
two...
shit that happens in between that.
Splitting it into two isn't a terrible idea. I mean, that could also stall for some...
A lot of shit can happen in 5 years. Like, Jesus Christ, like, a whole entire movie based around, like, depressed fat Thor.
I mean, that could at least stall for time. Like, maybe while people are waiting for Endgame Part 2, they could have released Black Widow, and that would have made a lot more sense than what they did with Black Widow.
Yeah. There was just a lot of character beats that, like, they tried to shove into Endgame, but they aren't given the proper amount of time or attention in that movie. Because of the 3-hour time slot.
I think they focused on what's...
Is it bad to ask them to make a 3-hour movie longer? Yes, but is there a lot of things that need, like... Is there a lot of details and story beats that need brought up so that these characters feel more organic and natural and we can see them develop and grow? Yes.
I guess they just wanted to focus on what they thought was most important to the story.
Yeah, like, it's a good, like... Endgame's still an entertaining movie as it is. It's just... Like, after having that viewpoint on it, it's like... Oh yeah, they definitely could have done this a little bit better or differently.
It does certainly make sense. Maybe the 5-year thing was just kind of a bad idea altogether. Maybe 1 year... I don't know. I guess then they couldn't have had Tony's little 5-year-old child. Or have that, like, shocking audience thing where they all go, "Oh, that long?"
Yeah, there's something dumb like that. And then Thanos comes along and says, "Can we move it along? I'm running out of time cards."
I guess Thanos dies right after, so it doesn't mean much of anything to him. I guess that kind of begs the question, though. It's got me thinking, how long was it between Infinity War and Endgame? Because Thanos is, like, growing potatoes and shit. Making soup.
Well, yeah, it's 5 years after the snap.
Is that when Thanos died? I thought Thanos died directly before, because I remember Thor is walking out and then it cuts to 5 years later.
forget how long that time period is, but yeah, okay, I get what you mean now.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, in the beginning of Endgame, it's like, I want to say that's like a few months after the snap. And then, like, Captain Marvel brings Tony back, and then they all kick Thanos' ass.
Hmm.
And then 5 years after, so it's got to be like 5 years and some odd months.
I bet a month. I think it was probably a month.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it would take them a couple months to take action. But, you know, honestly, I totally get what you're saying. There's some stuff that definitely needed to be developed.
Yeah, like, we could have finally, like, they could have taken the time to be like, you know what, let's finally make a fucking solo Hulk movie.
That would have been really nice.
So we can finally see, like, Bruce Banner develop as a character.
I guess, though, I'm thinking about it, it probably would have been really hard to split the film into two if they did it before 5 years and after 5 years, because if the before 5 years thing only took up 50 minutes of the movie. So.
Yeah.
I think overall, it's sort of like how I feel about No Way Home. There are some kind of big problems, but overall, I'm still just happy with the product that we got.
Yeah, like I'm definitely glad with how No Way Home was handled, and like it's still like Endgame. It was a very entertaining movie, and it did the fan service. It made Tom Holland's Spider-Man a little bit more enjoyable than he was over the past two movies.
Yeah.
And all that. But then, like, looking back at it, it's like, wow, they really just do shove Toby and Andrew in the third act.
Yes.
And, like, hell, Toby isn't even in, like, full costume or anything. He's just sitting there looking like a church pastor.
Yeah, like Andrew said, youth pastor.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, Andrew's there just walking around in an alleyway like a dummy.
I'm sure I've seen a lot of articles. I haven't read them, but I've seen a lot where they're saying there are a lot of deleted scenes, like some important moments had to be cut. So maybe they had reasons and such for them, but they just had to be cut out for time.
I definitely don't doubt that there's probably gonna be some deleted scenes that add more context into the, like, why they're in those certain situations that they are. Something like looking back at that, though, like, besides just how they were, like, put into the film, a part of me wishes that they took the time to like do something simple, like, in another dimension.
Meanwhile,
like, it
Legion
shows,
of Doom.
like, it shows, like, it shows Andrew and Toby's life currently before they get, like, sucked into the MCU universe. So, like just something simple, like Toby eating a hot dog or doing some...
He sees the Doctor Strange portal and eats a hot dog, like in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, like, I don't know, just have, like, Toby do's, like, little narration that he does in, like, every Raimi movie. Like, just to simply explain to the fans, like, how his life is going.
My guess is maybe they didn't want to go too deep into how they're doing, because, like, they don't want to establish anything set in stone just yet. I think these two being here was certainly a testing the waters type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you could tell because, like, you know, like the bits where Andrew...
Well, hell, with Andrew Garfield, like, they clearly were hinting at something, like, that he was, like, doing something in terms of, like, after Gwen died, he became like a more vengeful, angry Spider-Man. So like, and people like, and more people are like, let's make Spider-Man 3.
I guess it would be interesting. Actually, I do think it would be very interesting to have a darker take on a Spider-Man film.
Like, yeah, like that. Like, the dynamic between all of the different, like, all three of the Spider-Men we have. Like, Toby is, like, the most relatable one, in a sense. Or at least to me, he is. And then, like, Tom is just the one still learning the ropes. And Andrew is, like... is basically if you gave, like, an actual teenager in the real world Spider-Man's powers. Like, obviously they're going to make a lot of not-so-good decisions, or a lot of not-so-good decisions based entirely out of their emotions.
Well, that was Arms. 20 minutes. Wow.
Four players.
Four
Who
players.
the hell would want 4 other people playing this?
Nobody. Not even Squidward's house.
Yeah, SpongeBob and Squidward DLC for Arms.
Okay, I would take that.